Christmas just passed, and that means I've got some fun art goodies to show you. Happy New Year 2025! Hi, Shannon Rowe Jackson here, also known as Caution Artist at Play, because on this channel, I play with all kinds of different art materials. And today is my annual art supply / art goodie Christmas haul. This is where I show you some of the goods that I got for Christmas. Some of these things are gifts from loved ones. Some of them are going to be things that I bought with gift cards that I got for Christmas, or things that I bought on my own since my last art haul that I just want to show you so you can see what I'll be using soon on the channel. Now, this year, I didn't get a ton of actual supplies because I really didn't need a lot of supplies, but I got some really, really cool art-themed gifts and gifts that make my life a lot easier as an artist. So let's just jump into it. Okay, so the first couple of things that I want to start off with are some gifts from some friends. And the first thing I want to show you is something that my best friend Kayla and her husband Brian made for me, and that is this custom Yeti mug that they etched my logo into. How fun is this? This is actually my first Yeti, so I'm pretty excited about it, and I love me some tea, and I always need more travel mugs, but the fact that they etched in my logo just makes it super extra special, and I'm very excited to be able to drink from this and show off my brand while I'm at work and out and about, and it's super special, and I just love it so much. So the next couple of things are related, but they came from two different people. And that is a couple of fun themed pairs of socks. Now, I got this one. I have to apologize. There's a swear, but it is what it is. From my good friend Jane. She saw these and she thought of me, and she has the best sense of humor, and I find them hilarious. And then at work, we also did a Secret Santa, and my Secret Santa, who I still haven't figured out who they are yet, got me these Bob Ross socks, and they're perfect. They got the happy clouds, and you know, I love to paint me some skies, and Bob Ross is just a legend. So I thought that these were super fun, and I think it's cute that whoever my Secret Santa was, they did an awesome job. They got me a box of chocolates, they got me some wonderful tasty tea, and then they got me these socks. And it's funny because my friend Jane had gotten me these socks, and she had also gotten me some tea and stuff, so it was like their gifts were really related, and I met them both at work. But again, I don't know who my actual Secret Santa is. I know it's not Jane because she didn't participate this year. So anyway, I just thought that that was really fun. I can't wait to wear these and sport my artsy socks. So I also have some supplies that I got with gift cards and supplies that I bought on my own. So I'm going to get into that now. I bought these to play around with in my sketchbook, and these are the Thornton's Office Supplies Novice Fine Point Fountain Pen Set. I want to play around with fountain pens, but I didn't want to invest a lot of money. And these were pretty fairly priced. They had good ratings on Amazon, so I'm just going to play around with them in the sketchbook. I thought it'd be a fun way to dip my pen into the fountain pen waters, so to speak. And they have a pretty good variety of colors, so it's just something I picked up with a gift card that I had, and I'm excited to try them out. Now, as many of you know, I have been working a lot with watercolor pencils, and so I have been listening to the comments. People have been asking for certain watercolor pencils to be reviewed, so I picked up 3 different sets. There'll probably be more in the future, let's just face it. I know I have an addiction, but I picked up some sets to review, and this is what they are. I have the Prismacolor Premier watercolor pencils, the 36 set, the Lyra Rembrandt Aquarelle pencils. I've heard really good things about these as well. And this is the 24 set. And then I have here the Cretacolor Merino Aquarelle pencils. And these are supposed to be really, really light fast. This is the 36 set. I have heard good things about these as well. And I'm anxious to try each one of these out. I will probably be doing separate videos on each of these in the coming future. I think I'm going to try the Prismacolor first, because Prismacolor, the regular Prismacolor colored pencils, are the brand that really made me fall in love with colored pencil. And so I want to see if their watercolor pencils live up to it as well. The only thing that I'm kind of bummed about is I could not find a color chart for these online. I could only find their regular Premier colored pencils online. So I have no idea about Lightfast ratings. So, but we'll see. I'm going to do a review on each of these. Let me know which one you're excited to see, but I'm leaning towards the Prismacolor first. Okay, so the next category is books. I actually have 4 new books that I want to show you. 2 of them were gifts. 2 of them I bought with a gift card. And it's kind of quite the variety, honestly. So let's take a look at them. My husband got me this book off my wish list on Amazon. I've had this on there for quite a while. As many of you know, I like to paint landscapes. I haven't been doing it as much lately. I've been doing a lot of florals and butterflies and things like that, but I love me some landscapes, and I love reading about art and different techniques from other artists almost as much as I love creating art. So I'm always looking for good reference guides. And I've had this on the wish list for quite a while. This is the landscape painting book, Essential Concepts and Techniques for Plein Air and Studio Practice. And as you know, I've also been getting into plein air. Me and my buddies like to go out into the Maine wilderness. I say Maine wilderness. We've gone to like the woods and a garden. But anyway, we like to go out and paint in plein air. And so I'm hoping this will kind of give me some techniques as well. And this is by Mitchell Albala. I apologize if I butchered that name, but yeah. And I will link what I can in the description below in case you're interested in any of the items I show in this video. The next one is a gift that I got from my mother-in-law, and it is Van Gogh art. This is from the Art Masters series of books, Susie Hodge. And of course, it's about Van Gogh and his life, his beautiful artworks. Look at these beautiful paintings. So exciting. I have a couple books about him, but I'm always looking for different views of each artist because every author has kind of a different angle that they come from when they're talking about an artist. And so it's interesting to see different viewpoints. So even though I have other books about him, you know, it's great to have a refresher and to see other viewpoints. And it's beautiful hardcover. Speaking of getting different viewpoints of different artists, this is a book that I got myself. And she's kind of hefty. Now, Monet is my all-time favorite artist. He's always just been an inspiration to me, even though I don't myself do Impressionism. I love the Impressionism movement. I love the color use. I just, you know, I love it all. And so he has a special place in my heart for some reason. I think he was one of the first artists I heard of when I was little, and I always wanted to be an artist. And so I was really intrigued when this popped up on my Amazon as a suggested item because I hadn't heard of this book before. And this is supposed to be a really different view of him. A groundbreaking look at the life and art of one of the most influential modern painters of the late 19th century and founder of the Impressionist movement. And basically, the biography is based on thousands of never-before translated letters and unpublished sources, and it's the first account of Claude Monet's turbulent private life. Oh, I'm getting the drama. I'm getting the tea in this book, and that's kind of what sold me, is this is not going to be just a regular, you know, he painted this picture this year and was inspired by this. Apparently, this is diving into him as a person a lot more. So I'm really, really interested. And I was super excited when this popped up and I just had to get it. And normally I don't drop a lot of money on a book at a time. I usually wait till it's a little bit older of a book, but you know, I saw it and I can't help it. So I'm really excited. I wasn't expecting it to be so thick. So we'll see. I'll keep you updated on when I finally get around to reading it and when I get through it because she's chunky. And another book that I've had advertised to me that I ended up buying at the same time as that one. I actually bought that and the fountain pens and this book. This one I have been seeing online. And this is actually the book. I think I went shopping for this book and then it also suggested this book to me. And I'm like, okay, Amazon, you know me. But anyways, this is the Artist's Palette. And The Palettes Behind the Paintings of 50 Great Artists by Alexandra Losky. I don't know if that's how you say that name. I'm really bad about pronouncing names. Jackie Wolschlager is the author of this one. Again, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, so I apologize. So anyway, this book I got as an inspiration. I don't know that I will read it front to back, but it is a blast from the past. It is a look into the palettes of some of our favorite artists, like actual photographs of palettes that these artists worked on. And it's super, like, look at this. This is just the coolest thing. I'm so excited about this book. I've seen this advertised to me for a few months, I think, and I've really been eyeballing it, and I'm like, I have to see this. Like, my art history loving self really was just so intrigued. I love seeing how other artists work, even contemporary artists, but to take a look back at some of these really old palettes. Anyway, and it goes through different time periods too. So super cool book. Again, this one was a little bit pricey, but I treated myself. I actually had gotten a gift card, not specifically for Christmas, but at my job, we have an app that we use to track different healthy kinds of habits that we do. And at the end of the year, the points add up and we get a certain amount of money that we can put towards gift cards. And I had gotten an Amazon gift card from that. I get a lot of steps at work, so that goes towards it. And then certain things like meditations and stuff you can track through the app. So anyways, that's how I got those. All right, now let's take a look at some of the fun gifts that I got. One of the things that I got from my mom is a cutting board, and I don't cook. And to be fair, she didn't get this for me for cooking. My mom she loves her some Scentsy, you know, the scented wax bars and stuff. And you can get these big bricks that you can use and they last for a really long time. And it's just these big hunks of wax. And she uses a cutting board so that she can break off those big hunks of wax. She got me and my sisters each the cutting board that she likes to use because she says it works really well. And of course, as soon as I saw it, I was like, that's going to be going to the studio for my watercolor pencils. And this is going to be just a backup palette so that I can scribble my watercolor pencils on it and do the palette method where I scribble them on, use a wet brush, pick up the pigment, and then paint it on like watercolor. It's got like the perfect texture for that. And so that's what I'm going to be using it for. But it's kind of funny that she bought us all a cutting board and it was not for cooking. I think only one of us is using it for cooking. So I don't know if I can fit this box on camera. Let me see. This was a gift from my husband. And this is a rotational organizer for craft paint by Plaid. And it holds up to 24 2-ounce bottles, and it's just perfect. It's so much fun. He noticed that I have a lot of my craft paint in this big bucket, and he thought it would be good for me to be able to organize it better, at least for my most used colors. And so now I'm going to be able to have this at my craft desk and just choose from the colors I need when I'm working on my more crafty items. I don't do a lot of crafts necessarily on the channel, but I do like to paint wood and do other fun crafty things when I have spare time just to be creative. And so this is going to be perfect for that. Something else that my husband got me that is not technically art related is a hand massager. And he got this for me so that when my hand starts to ache, because I've overdone it in the studio, I can put my hand in it. And it can be used for both left and right hands. Basically, you stick your hand in and it warms up and it has these little ball massagers on the bottom and it massages your hand. I am so excited about this. This is such a thoughtful gift. I have to say, my husband did such a fantastic job. He does every year. But this year, he noticed that I didn't really have a lot of supplies on my wish list, and he had to go on his own and figure out what to get me. And he did a fantastic job. He really thought about things that would make my life easier as an artist. Obviously, the paint organizer that I just showed you, this is definitely part of that. Very, very thoughtful gifts. And I am so appreciative of it. Something else that was super thoughtful that he got me that I didn't ask for, but I could definitely use, is this travel bag. Sorry, it is. Let me see if I can get this to zoom out. So this is what this bag looks like. And inside, it actually has this little foam thing for different tubes of paint, lots of pockets and space. And he got this for me to make my life easier when I do my workshops, so I can bring different mediums, and also for when I go out painting with the girls in the summer, because I've been, again, going out and plein air painting with Angela, Lindsay, and Karen a lot. And then it's got different pockets on the side where I can hold pens and paintbrushes, erasers, all kinds of fun stuff like that. And it's still pretty compact, and I think it's going to work really, really well. And it's got a nice strap on it. I'm super excited. I think it's beautiful. And again, this wasn't something that I had specifically asked for, but he just knew that it was something that I could really use. I mean, if you saw my plein air setup, you'd be like, yeah, lady, you needed something like that. Okay, so the last thing I want to show you is a new drying rack that my husband got me. He got this for me because he noticed that I had been using a laundry rack to dry my paintings with, which works really well, especially for the larger pieces. But it is a little uneven because it's made to go over a tub because it's made to hang laundry to dry. And it was a really inexpensive way to dry my paintings, but he wanted to get me something that's a little bit more uniform and made specifically for that. And the thing that was really cool about this is we were able to take a tier out and make it shorter because I have slanted walls on the studio. So this was adjustable. So if later on I want to make it taller, I can. And it is going to be really helpful for when I'm working with my watercolors, or if I decide to do some oil painting, or when I'm doing some printmaking, especially with printmaking, where if I decide to pull a lot at once, then I will have some space to dry them and set them aside. So I'm really excited about this. It's beautiful. It fits perfectly in the studio. And it feels a little bit more professional than my little laundry dupe, though I will keep that around again for my larger canvases if I need it. But yeah, so that's what I got this year. Again, it wasn't a ton of actual supplies, but it was a lot of really thoughtful gifts that were art themed or that are going to be really helpful for me in the studio. And my heart is completely full. I'm very appreciative of my loved ones and very thankful. All right, folks, thank you so much for watching. And again, Happy New Year. I'm glad that you're here. I really appreciate your support. I hope that you enjoyed this. And please, if you haven't already, like this video, subscribe so you can see how I use these materials I just showed you. And I will see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.